Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. My name is Andrew, coming to you from the beautiful Carolinas. Today's topic is going to be removing yourself from the narcissistic abusive cycle. Think about that for a minute. Everyone, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, and share. So, removing yourself from the cycle, it is easier said than done, yet it is something that we all must do when we have identified that we are in a toxic narcissistic relationship. Keep in mind, everybody is different on the planet. One of the things that makes you unique are your experiences up till this point in life, just like your fingerprint, that is unique to you. Same thing with relationships. So you may be thinking to yourself, easier said than done, Andrew, how do I get out of this relationship? Maybe it's my mom, maybe it's my sister, who knows? Maybe it's my partner of 10, 20, 30 years, maybe it's a neighbor, a teacher, person in a community and or organization that I was and or are a part of. The narcissist could be anyone, but the point is, removing yourself from these relationships is the path if you have the ability to do so. Now, I provide many tools on how to do it. I have done it. I've gone no contact, blocked, deleted, and removed all flying monkeys. And these are suggestions that I share with the community because they work. They are battle tested and tried and true. And believe me when I tell you, breaking the narcissistic abusive cycle is something that is one of the most challenging, if not the most challenging thing you will ever go through in your life. I'm not trying to trigger you or upset you. I'm letting you know if I did it and I did it, you can do it. Believe me when I tell you. But it will take time. It will take a mountain of work. It will take understanding. It will take patience, fortitude, commitment, strength, courage, and it will take everything and test you to the core and more. Let's put it like that. Now, having said that, slowly and surely, what you must be doing is you must be understanding that the priority is you. You do come first, second, and third. And if you got discarded yesterday, or if the relationship ended a couple of years ago, or 10, 20, 30 years ago, you know that you need reminders. We all need reminders. That's why I repeat many of my messages and my wisdom with you here in the community, to have it get through to you, so you understand that yes, each and every day will not be linear. You will have some great days, some not so good days, some challenging days, and my hope is you reach the pinnacle of indifference, the mountaintop of indifference, when you don't care about the narcissist. You wish them the best of luck. Just stay away from me. But if that's not where you are right now, I get it. There will be tools and there will be processes that you will need to put in place to slowly wean yourself off of this toxicity, i.e. the narcissistic relationship. And how to do it, there are so many different ways. I'm going to share a few of them with you in this video. A couple of the ways are to understand that first of all, you were manipulated, you were taken advantage of, you were sold a bill of goods. If your parent was the narcissist or is the narcissist, your childhood was rocky to say the least, because you didn't get the support that you deserved or that perhaps your peers got. That is why many times when children of the narcissist grow up, let's say they go away to university, or maybe even later in life, and they share their experiences of their upbringing with their peers, or perhaps their friends that are of the same age group, that's when they realize, wait a minute, I didn't have that when I was growing up. What's going on? I knew something was off, but I didn't know that behavior wasn't tolerated or wasn't the way it was supposed to be. And that is on purpose by the narcissist. Let's, again, if either of your parents or both of them are narcissistic or toxic individuals, they've been playing mind games with you since the day you were born, and they've weaponized you against your other family members, including parental alienation, or maybe perhaps withholding affection or money or time, or not being there for you. In other words, your childhood was a very rocky or tumultuous relationship with your parent. I know that for a fact. Having said all these things, breaking you free from the narcissistic abusive cycle, it will take time. But what you need to understand also is that these people, the narcissists, they don't change. They all play from the same playbook. It's almost as if they are clones of each other, of the dark energy spirit existing within a different human form. Understand what I'm sharing with you, because these people are, once you have identified who they are and how they do what they do, meaning the manipulating games and the toxicity and the rumors and the smear campaign and the gaslighting and the stonewalling and the silent treatment and everything that they do, the withholding of fake affection, fake love, things like that, because remember, the narcissist can't love and they have no empathy. But all of these things, they all weaponize them against the targets, which again, it was you for a period of time. Removing yourself from the relationship or the toxic narcissistic abusive cycle, it is something that you will have to do eventually, because staying in these relationships, it doesn't benefit you. And the narcissist, again, is aging each and every day, as are we. The difference is we are aging gracefully, and we are accepting the wrinkles on our skin, and we're accepting the gray hairs, etc. What is the narcissist doing? They are fighting father time tooth and nail, because they believe that they will outlive most everybody, including Father Time. But that's not what happens. What happens with the aging narcissist, and I am staying on track, is that they find out that their existence is a sad, pitiful existence. Usually they are isolated by themselves because nobody wants to be around them any longer, because their games got old and they've ruined and manipulated so many lives and relationships, and people have wised up and caught onto them. They want nothing to do with the aging narcissist. That is why these individuals, many times, they will have financial resources. Not always, but let's say they do. There's not a dollar amount on the planet that will get any of their kids to communicate with them many times. Why? Because the kids have already lived a lifetime of abuse, and they're now adults and they have their own kids, and they want to keep the kids from the toxicity, i.e. the grandparent. Now that is not parental alienation. That is called sheltering an individual, in this case a child, from their grandparent who is a narcissist or a toxic individual who ruined their son or daughter's upbringing. I hope you followed all that. There's a lot to unpack here. But breaking away from the narcissistic abusive cycle, it will take time, it will take patience. You will have to understand and unwrap what narcissism is and how you got in that relationship. Again, maybe you fell in love with somebody who turned out to be the narcissist. Well, what did they do there? They portrayed themselves to be a certain individual, a kind, loving, empathetic individual. And that wasn't the case, was it? No, it wasn't, because once you put the wedding ring on the finger, or it was placed on you, things changed almost overnight. For many of us, they did change overnight. You were now considered their property. Yes, you were. You didn't know it back then, neither did I. But the truth is, the narcissist believed that they own you. And what they wanted to do with you was they wanted to have the ceremony or the wedding and get all of the supply from the planning for it, preparing for it, and of course the wedding day and or night or event. And then when all the guests had left and the wedding bells weren't ringing any longer, that's when they began to really ramp up the devaluation and the abuse. And this went on for years and years, and you could never wrap your head around it until one day perhaps you put up a boundary and you were discarded. When that happened, your whole world fell apart overnight. And then again, you had to process, who does this? What kind of person would just throw away a relationship? Well, I'll tell you what kind of person. A toxic, narcissistic individual. Somebody who doesn't care about anybody, including their own kids, other than themselves. And then you have to process what the narcissistic abusive cycle and patterns are. You can identify these quite clearly once you come out of the narcissistic fog and you really wrap your head around these individuals, that they don't think like you do and that they don't have anything inside of them. They're rotten, empty shells at their core. What they need to do to exist is to manipulate other individuals into falling in love with them or playing the narcissistic abusive cycle games that they like to instill upon other individuals. All of these things I'm sharing with you, you will have to understand and identify. You'll have to be kind to yourself. Please play this part of the video a few times. Many times in one-on-one sessions that I have with individuals, they're very challenging. They're very difficult on themselves. They're hard on themselves, if you want the truth. They say, how did I fall in this relationship? How did I not know about it? I can see everything else so clearly, but I couldn't even identify that the narcissist was the person in my life. I couldn't see it in front of me. The reason you couldn't see it in front of you is because you were in it. This is your life. And many times we all have blind spots and we can't see what is going on around us, which is why many times we can share our wisdom or our insight with another individual so much easier, because we can see what they're going through at times, but we can't see what we are going through. Think about this. Now, again, I want to share this with you. If you were in the devaluation stage or caught up in the trauma bond, what happened there was you were in it so deep, number one. Number two, you probably were in love. Number three, you didn't know that narcissism existed. Number four, you did not want to stop or quit, and you wanted to keep on doing your best and bringing your A game and building the relationship up. The whole time the narcissist was trying to tear the relationship down. You just couldn't identify it. But the third or fourth thing here is your resources were being taken advantage of and decimated left, right, and center, which include your time, money, health, energy, love, empathy, social circle, support system, your job probably, all of your tangible assets, everything about you, your spiritual side. This was all getting decimated on purpose. By whom? By the person that perhaps you fell in love with or went into business with or loaned them money or struck up a friendship with, or maybe it's even your mom or your dad. The narcissist is who I'm referring to. Breaking the cycle, the toxic narcissistic cycle, and removing yourself from it, it will take a lot of time. And there will be moments when you will feel compelled or drawn to communicate with this individual who is the narcissist. That, again, is by design. Remember, the narcissist has groomed you. They've trained you. They have planted seeds in your mind, seeds of doubt, seeds of wonderment, seeds of future faking, seeds of am I good enough, seeds of that the narcissist is better than you and they know more than you. And that's why many times you feel compelled to contact them, specifically when the relationship has ended and let's say you were discarded. Well, let's talk about that for a minute. What happens there is you're looking for closure, you're looking for answers, you're looking to figure out how somebody could behave this way and just throw away a relationship like that. Well, first of all, it's a narcissist. Second of all, it's a toxic individual. Third of all, it's someone who doesn't care about you. They never have, they never will. And fourth of all, the mask slipped and it fell crashing to the ground because they realized that your resources were becoming so depleted, they already groomed and or had a new supply lined up or trained and ready to take your space. That's what happens. But having said all these things, removing yourself from the narcissistic abusive cycle is the path. And if you have the ability to begin taking steps today to do it, do it. If you're not ready today, or you still are dependent upon the narcissist, let's say, for example, they are financially abusing you, which means you don't have the resources to break free, but you've identified that they're a toxic individual. Maybe even you married them, but you realize you're not in love with them. This is many people also. Well, then what you need to do is you need to formulate a plan and have a plan for 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, a year, whatever time frame you can put together. And believe me, I help many people do this to get across the bridge to freedom, to where you are no longer caught up in the trauma bond and you're no longer consumed by their energy. But you have to have a plan and you implement it, and you need to make slow decisions each and every day, methodical decisions that benefit you, that slowly remove yourself from the relationship. Now again, as I open the video, everybody's circumstances are different. We are all different ages, we speak different languages, we are from different cultures, and we have different beliefs and different religions and all these things. It doesn't matter your background. What matters is that 1 minute longer in a narcissistic relationship, when you've identified that that is exactly what in fact you are a part of, is 1 minute too long. You need to understand the narcissist won't change. They want to continue to keep you trapped in the narcissistic fog. They don't want you escaping. They don't want you breaking the cycle. They don't want you living your best life. They don't want you finding love again. They don't want you rebuilding your life. They don't want you creating friendships. They don't want you growing. They want to keep you stunted down in the low vibrational state where they exist. That's where they can steal your energy. And that's why they use you and your energy as an energy source, because there is an energy exchange there. Your beautiful bright light and positive abundance gets drained out of you into the narcissist, which fuels them, and it goes back, their toxicity and negativity goes back into you. That is why so frequently, pay attention here. That's why when you are communicating with the narcissist, many times you're feeling anxious and you're feeling not yourself and you feel drained and zapped. That's why also many times when the narcissist would walk in the room, what would happen? You would be on high alert or on eggshells, where you could feel the tension in the room to be cut with a butter knife because it was so thick and palpable. That's why. That's how you can identify if an individual is good for you or not. It's not using the word or the term or the label narcissist. It's how do you feel when you communicate with them? Are you being heard? Are you being paid attention to? Are you being manipulated? Are you being gaslit? Are you feeling anxious or anxiety riddled? Think about all these things I'm sharing with you. But breaking the narcissistic abusive cycle, it's something you will have to do. And believe me when I tell you, again, if I did it, you can do it. This is not an easy task, but yet it is something we all can accomplish. You have to want to do it. You have to take steps that benefit you. You have to break the trauma bond. You have to identify and understand that this person can't change. All they want to do is have a human punching bag, someone to manipulate, someone to pay their bills, someone to raise their kids, someone to make them look good, someone to be arm candy, someone to provide support, someone that they can drain mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, financially, your health. That's what they want. They want to siphon all of the abundance within you and steal it for themselves. Again, before I close the video, that is why so frequently when the narcissistic abusive cycle ends, and let's say it did end with a discard, that's why you see the darkness of the pupils of the eyes of the narcissist. And that's why they are unrecognizable. Why? Because they are now showing you exactly who they are and how much disdain they have for you, how little they care about you, rather how much they care about inflicting damage upon you. And they watch you and your misery and your discomfort fuel them onto the next supply. That's what they do. Now that was very graphic, I get it, but it's true, it's real. This is something that you weren't prepared for. You were not taught Narcissism 101 in school. That is why my channel was created, to educate you, empower you, have you become awakened and aware and understand that you can do this. You need to understand. If you have any toxicity in your life right now, meaning relationships, friends, family members, people, neighbors, whomever, you need to understand that these people will not change. They will only amp up the abuse if you allow them to. That's why boundaries are necessary. That's why not being a people pleaser is necessary. That's why not oversharing is necessary. That's why taking the high road and doing the right thing and focusing on yourself is the path. Sorry. Whole point of this is breaking the narcissistic abuse cycle. It's imperative. If you have the ability to do so, and you think that you have a plan in place, or you're going to line up a plan, I really suggest you consider doing it. Now again, there is no magic pill. There's no wand that can be waved and tomorrow you're healed and it's broken. It doesn't work that way. This will take time, a lot of time, but in time you will do it. So guys, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I love doing it from the beautiful and at times noisy Carolinas. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great afternoon, evening, or morning, no matter where you are on the planet. You are not alone. God bless you. I love you all. Have a great afternoon, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. And remember, removing yourself from the narcissistic abusive cycle is the path. If you have done it, please drop comments below. If you are in the process of doing it, continue with your plan. If you know you need to do it and you're not that strong yet, continue to watch videos, continue to read, journal, meditate, and understand that this relationship will not improve. It will only get worse over time. God bless you all. I love you. I'll talk to you tomorrow. All right. Bye, guys.